start of this year, we were up in Auckland, and I had a plan for this channel. But I had not yet created one video for it. I had YouTube channels in the past, but I was inconsistent with how to keep my videos consistent and on a regular basis. I had never filmed a YouTube photography video before, so I wasn't in the swing of things with a good work ethic and flow. I didn't really get much footage whilst I was up in Auckland, so I ended up not making an Auckland video, even though I shot 4 different rolls whilst I was up there. So this time I'm going to make sure I get a video. We touched down to some slightly despair weather that mainly cleared by the time we got into the city. We then got some snacks, as Auckland really does have the best place to get Asian fusion snack food that isn't readily available in Wellington. Our first stop was this croffle place that my partner insisted we had to go to. After getting some snacks, we walked around the city in the afternoon, trying to get more street photos on Kono Art 400, which I wasn't sure if it would look good as a film stock for street photos. Later on, we headed out for dinner to try find an Asian barbecue restaurant that wasn't packed, a hard find in this city. In the end, we found this one that had some really cool lighting. After dinner, we headed out, shooting some super old expired Verichrome VL. This film stock is older than myself. Long before Cinestill and even Portra 100T, this is what you used to shoot at night. To make the most of this film stock, we headed to Krispy Kreme for some snazzy neon lights. We made another excursion, this time out to the wall. Whilst on our way there, I decided that the H&M building and the train station might be good subjects for my photography.
Is this what we're going to do in Japan? Just do a running shot, round and round and round.
Not long after that, we found this alleyway, which I'm not sure is a red light district, but has some really cool red neon lights that go right up above. And along this alleyway is a little hidden Korean bar, which has these beautiful neon lights off on the inside. Last time I came to this spot, I was having camera issues, and the neon lights up top were broken. This time I was able to get something that I like, and I think the photos came out pretty well, even if they're not designed for tungsten lighting. I really like night photos of iconic skylines, and I have a few of Wellington. Now it was Auckland's turn to see if I could shoot some photo magic. The Sky Tower really stands out in a photo, so I had a few attempts to try and get a shot with it as my iconic subject. For me, this was all a practice run for shooting at night, and working on both my cinematography and my photography for a future trip that I'll still be on when this video is planned to be released on YouTube. Shooting at night is different to daytime, dawn or dusk. The empty space that is the night is far more obvious, with your bright subjects way more in focus, as there is little to distract you from them. For me, this is a challenge that I want to work on and become a strength, a skill set and a niche that I want to take into my art form and make better. The next day, I loaded into the Canon F1 Lomo Metropolis before going out to a spot I'd taken photos of before on my last trip here to Auckland that I really liked, that I wanted to improve upon, but I did not realise that there would be this market on. So I did end up getting some cool photos and a cool t-shirt whilst I was here. Sometimes you're going to have to adapt when you go to a location, and I like some of the photos that I took this morning, even if it wasn't what I was planning to take. The reason why I bought Lomo Metropolis was because I was hoping to take some cool street photos. I had seen examples of this film stock that I had seen by other photographers, and they had created photos with this film stock using its characteristics that had lent itself to this kind of street photography. Whilst desaturated, if there was a bold primary colour, it could stand out, even whilst desaturated, and make for a cool, eye-catching image. So I headed along K Road, where there is a number of spots with some very strong primary colours, hoping to be able to get myself a cool little street image and try to get the most out of the roll that I had in the Canon F1. For lunch, Qing and I then found ourselves a hot pot place that she wanted to go to the last time we were here in Auckland. I only managed to get one photo of Qing, but she really did like this photo and it was one of her favourites from the trip. We then went to the War Memorial, and unfortunately for us, it was a bit of an overcast day, which was not great, but I got to try out some Ortho 80 for the first time. I had never ever got to use an orthocratic film before, so it was a change. I'd never shot with this film before and was kind of aware of the differences. It has the polar opposite characteristics to my favourite film stock in black and white, Rollei Ilford, as the sky becomes very white instead of very dark, as this film stock is extremely sensitive to blue light. Tried my best on a first attempt to shoot this Ortho film, which was hard as the sun kept on playing peekaboo, with it hiding behind the clouds, not illuminating this primal garden. Now that I was done with the Ortho, I carefully loaded into the Mamiya a roll of Kodak Gold 200 and tried to get some shots that I'd dig that were worthy of the name Gold, as the sun was beginning to show now whilst we were in the greenhouse. Inside this greenhouse, we were surrounded by flowers of amazing variety. I decided it was the perfect time to use my new extender on my Canon F1. With the extender, I can shoot some macros of the flowers, and that's what I decided to do. As the sun had finally arrived outside, we took a few shots on Kodak Gold, for the sun was now bathing the scene in a strong golden light, and we could not resist the opportunity that was before us. We then headed back into the city, where we checked out this cool store which would have looked great on 800T. Unfortunately for me, I had not packed any on this trip, and that is sometimes what happens when you travel. You can't plan for everything. We then went into the town centre, for it was Diwali festival, and it just happened to be on whilst we were in Auckland. We had 2 shots of Kodak Gold left in the Mamiya, and about 6 shots of Metropolis left in the Canon F1, which we wanted to use up, as we wanted to take it all to the store the next day instead of going through the X-ray machine on our return home. It was a really great but exhausting day after all that we had done. We found a barbecue place that we'd not been able to go to the other day as it was packed, so with this time we made sure that we got a table. The next morning I loaded up my camera with some slide film that I'd been saving for quite a while. I had planned to use this for a trip several months ago. I headed back to the spot where the market was yesterday. This time it was empty and I could attempt the photos that I'd been attempting to try the day before. As I was still in the mood to take some morning golden photos, I took my Mamiya out to the street to get some golden photo opportunities. Unfortunately, this film is expired and did not age well, and I kind of regret not cross-processing it to try and get more out of the film. Last time we were in Auckland, we did not get to go to Rainbow's End, as it was pouring rain the entire trip, with the worst downpours ever recorded that month. This time, however, the weather was beautiful, and we could not have asked for a nicer day. And whilst the film is expired, this is what I was saving it for, and the photos do kind of work in their own expired way. We had a fun time up in Auckland, and whilst not every photo turned out as well as I'd hoped, we enjoyed our trip, and we are looking forward to coming back. I have some ideas that I'm looking forward to trying upon my return back to New Zealand. Anyways, until next time, it's been real, guys.
Sweet.